This episode of April and Jay Have No Ideas is brought to you by the misconnection of Craigslist and is recommended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
To the Bijou Muscle Boy, East Village. Been missing you at the Bijou. You used to come in frequently. Unbuttoned your shirt, showing off your muscle bod. Guys like me kneeling in the booths once we saw you. Come back again. Your worshippers miss you. Posted 3 hours ago. Hi, I'm April.
I'm Jay.
And we have no ideas. Why are you shaking your head at me?
I know I wasn't. I was looking out the window and then, no, I put the mature audiences. You said you were talking some really NSFW stuff, so I figured I'd put the warning right at the beginning.
Yeah.
This episode contains, that's what I wanted to say, whatever. I got through it.
Okay.
It's close enough. Figured I'd warn people right at the top. But before we get into that stuff.
Okay.
One of the things I wanted to talk about, so I started watching Castle Rock. I'm like 2 episodes in. I like it so far, even though it's super weird. Obviously, it's weird and messed up, and you're not supposed to understand what's going on.
I'm like 5 episodes in, I still don't know what's going on. I kind of do. I kind of maybe understand what Bill Skarsgård's character is, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, but I don't really know.
And then, like, I'm still trying to follow... Is it Henry? Is the guy's name Henry? I'm still trying to follow his whole story about what happened to his dad and, like, you know, it's pretty good so far. I see the way they're tying everything together with all the other stories. Like, they talked about the football game where he's like, the day after those kids found the dead body... Yeah, we played the football game. And then, like, there was the news articles he found in the guy's office, and one of them was like, rabid dog rips up, you know. So I see how they're tying things together, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there are some
nice Easter eggs.
So it's going to be interesting. And then obviously Shawshank is a big part of it. What do you think so far?
I like it. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a little confused, because I think you have to have read The Stand.
Yeah, but to me, I feel like The Stand would have had to take place well after what we're watching now. Because isn't The Stand the end of the world?
I have no idea. I've never read The Stand, which is why I think I'm confused.
Okay, so... I've seen the miniseries.
Okay.
The Stand is like the apocalypse.
But doesn't it have to do with some sort of, like, virus or...
Yeah, but it's like it takes half the planet. Like, there's only, like, half the people left.
Okay. Because I think Bill Skarsgård's character might have something to do... And I don't want to spoil anything, because I don't know... because you've only seen the first 2 episodes, so... I don't remember what happened in the first 2, if it showed anything about, like, his ability.
The only thing they're talking about now is, like, the guard thinks he's going crazy because he sees messed up shit on the monitors.
Okay.
But he hasn't really done anything yet, so I assume he's going to eventually. That's obvious. He's obviously something's fucked up about him. But...
Yeah, it's the Bill Skarsgård's character is
like at the end of the episode I watched, without you spoiling anything, I'll tell you. The end of the episode I watched was where the guard goes to open the cell with the white supremacist that they put him in with, and he was like, "Son of a bitch." And then it cuts to black, and then I was like, oh, okay, he's probably, like, torn into a million pieces or something. So, obviously, I didn't get there yet. So, yeah, Don't spoil anything. But it's interesting. I think it's intriguing so far. I think it has a good cast.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to follow at first, but I wouldn't say it's like Legion hard to follow.
And I like that he uses... I like that they're using actors that have been in other Stephen King things.
Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting, too.
I mean, I don't know everybody, but, like, Sissy Spacek is in it.
Yeah, I think that's purposeful. So it's interesting. It's interesting, to say the least. And then Sharon and I are going to start watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Have fun!
I've heard that's pretty good.
I have absolutely no desire.
No? I heard it's good, though.
Yeah, but I've like, the first season, like, because when people were raving about it, I would, like, read about some of the episodes.
Yeah.
And, like, things that happened in said episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that. No, thank you.
Yeah, there's some messed up stuff, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've been binging the first season of The Good Place. I don't know if you've seen that show.
I fucking love The Good Place.
It's really good. I'm ticked because I didn't realize they're on season 3 now, and season 2 isn't on Netflix yet.
Check Hulu. It might still be on NBC.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so good. Like, it's surprisingly good.
Have you finished season 1?
We fell asleep during the end of the first episode, but I'm a little spoiled because I know a big... I didn't, like, go looking for it. I just had heard it somewhere, and I was, like, didn't care because I didn't watch the show. So now I know, but I'm not telling Sharon, so... Because
it's one of the greatest plot twists ever.
It really is. And now that I've been watching it, too, I can't wait for it to happen.
Like, when it happens... You know, because I was kind of hit or miss.
Does it make sense, though?
Oh, it does. It does. It really, really does.
I'm trying to figure out how they're going to pull it off, and I'm like, I don't know.
Wait till you get Michael's backstory.
Okay.
But no, it's... So, the first season was, it started out a little hit or miss for me, the first couple of episodes. And then I was like... And I stopped watching it. Like, I was recording it, and I was like, I'll get back to this. And then right before season 2 started, I had not gotten spoiled. So I or maybe
it happens at the end of season 1, they tell you?
Oh yeah. And I don't know if I got spoiled or not. I'm not sure, but I was like, let me see how this plays out. And then when the plot twist happens, I was like, okay, I am 100% fully on board with this. Like, this is so great.
Because the funny thing is, too, like, I could see they were hinting at it the whole season. Like, when he talks about certain things, like when he was talking about, like, what happens when they retire. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that wouldn't happen if it was, like, if he was good. Like, they wouldn't do that to you. That's obviously, you know. So they've been hinting at it the whole time. Like, if you know it's coming, you can see it. You can see them getting at it.
The way that it plays out is really fun.
I'm looking forward to seeing, like, how it plays out and, like, how it affects how they all got there and why. And
then season 2 was really good. And the way that season 2 ends, I'm glad they got a season 3.
Oh, that's good. All right, so yeah, I'll look for that on Hulu.
Yeah, but yeah, I really.
I think we're gonna watch that episode tonight. That last episode tonight. So after we're done with this, but. And
then I actually just finished watching a show on Netflix the other night. Kim's Convenience.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, so it's a Canadian broadcasting channel show.
Okay.
And it's about this Korean family who owns a convenience store.
Okay.
It is hilarious. It's got 2 seasons right now. Season 3 is coming out next year sometime. I mean, like, laugh out loud by yourself kind of funny. Like, I'd be sitting in my living room watching it, and I'm just, like, bursting out at some of the things that have been that were said. It's so great. Canadians
are hilarious.
I mean, they're Korean.
Well, they're Canadian though too, I would assume.
Yeah, they're Korean Canadian, and there's like 2 white people on the show.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's cute. I didn't think it was going to be as funny as it was.
Yeah. But other than that, I haven't really been watching much else. I also watched that new Matt Groening series on Netflix, Disenchanted.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's okay.
Is it
Most of the
more?
reviews,
Is it more Simpsons humor or Futurama humor?
it's a little of both. It's not Simpsons or Futurama-esque yet at all. Like, it's not Simpsons or Futurama caliber yet. Like, it has a lot of potential, but I think it needs some work.
Okay.
So it's okay. It's decent to get into, but it definitely still needs some work as a show.
Okay.
It's okay. It's got a lot of that old Simpsons type humor, but
well, then I probably wouldn't love it because I'm not a fan of The Simpsons.
yeah, I mean it's okay. You might like it.
Okay. Maybe I'll give it a try.
Worth checking out. Trying to think what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we've really been watching. So.
Oh, this week we watched. Well, the last Sharknado movie came out on Sunday.
It's About Time.
Yes. Now I've enjoyed some of the Sharknadoes. The last one that they made, I was like, okay, this really needs to end.
I still didn't see any of them.
This one, I was like yelling at the TV because it was so awful. And then, since like Sci-Fi was doing like a Sharknado week, they were showing all of these like other shark movies.
Yeah.
And the other night we watched a movie called Trailer Park Shark.
That sounds fantastic.
It was a shit show.
I'm sure it was. It was a sci-fi movie.
And then the next night we watched the unofficial sequel because it had some of the same characters. Called Nightmare Shark.
Okay.
Nightmare Shark made me so angry.
I mean, I don't know what you're going in expecting.
I like bad movies, but because sometimes they're fun to watch and make fun of. This had nothing redemptive, nothing. This had no redeeming qualities. I was like yelling at EJ, going, "Why are we watching this? Like, this is making me angry." And the way that the movie ended, I don't know what I watched. I spent an hour and a half, and I have no idea what the fuck I watched.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a bummer.
It was awful. Okay, so before we get into the topics that you and I both had, Dr. Raven had given us a suggestion to kind of chew on.
Yep.
Which do we prefer? Power of flight or power of invisibility? And why?
We've talked about this.
I thought we did too, but
yeah.
I guess it was on This American Life this week, and she got very angry.
I said flight.
Why?
Just be super convenient. There's nothing good that's going to come out of being invisible except being a creep. Let's be honest. The only time you would use invisibility is to do something unsavory.
You're right. Creepy. But hold on. Now, hear me out for a second. Because you and I are both very anxious people. Right? I mean, I've got pretty bad anxiety.
Yeah.
Might be nice to just go invisible for a while and still be like in the presence of people and them not know I'm there so I don't have to interact.
Nah, because then you hear things you don't want to hear, and
if they're talking about you.
Nah, I want to fly. I just want to leave work and be like, see ya.
Flying would be really good just because of how far away I live from everybody.
I mean, it would still take you a while, but
probably faster than driving.
Yeah. Yeah, flight.
Something to be said about invisibility, but convenience-wise, flight's the better option.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll get to Sharon's topic in 1 second, but I want to ask you a question because this was posed to me today.
Okay.
Okay, if you're making pasta.
Okay.
And you're using jarred tomato sauce.
Okay.
Do you heat up the sauce on the stove to mix in with the pasta when it's done? Or do you just pour it over the pasta?
I heat it up first.
Okay. I guess Ashley was watching something and people were just pouring like uncooked jarred sauce on the pasta.
So here's the thing. I've done that before, for like Gracie, because like to cool down the pasta a little bit.
Okay.
Because the pasta's hot enough that it'll heat up the sauce. But no, I usually always heat up the sauce.
Okay.
Or if I've made my own sauce and it's frozen, it's got to be heated up anyway. But no, I always heat up the sauce.
Okay. See, I had two different thoughts on this. If I poured over the sauce, if I poured over the pasta cold, the pasta's not completely cooked yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll finish cooking the pasta with the sauce.
Okay.
Or you have to heat it up first. Because what grown adult just pours cold sauce over pasta for themselves?
Probably some sort of divorced 40-year-old bachelor living in a studio apartment. If I had to guess.
Okay. She said people are putting the sauce from the jar on the plate of pasta and then keep it on the side to add more if they want from the jar.
That's weird.
Right?
Which actually, just a side note, that's the second time this weekend I've mentioned 40-year-old divorced bachelors living in studio apartments.
Okay.
I'll point that out. Just in case anybody was curious. We drove past an apartment complex in an adjacent town, and we were like, oh, that's not... And I said, yeah, that looks like the kind of place a bunch of divorced dads live. And I was like, come over to my studio apartment, baby. I got mac and cheese.
40 used to feel so far off.
It's not that far.
I know.
It's not that far.
That's what I'm saying. It used to feel so far off. Now it's like we're staring down the barrel at 40.
Yeah. We're rolling downhill fast.
I know. We're more than halfway through the year now. We're almost 36. Yeesh.
So I'll bring up Sharon's post, my wife's comment first.
Okay.
Because I think it's a little safer than yours. I think yours is going to be a rabbit hole of sexual innuendo and...
Oh, there's no innuendo about it, but go on.
Okay. So my wife suggested we talk about first day of school, stuff like that.
Okay.
So let me start off by posing this question. Were you excited, like ready for the first day of school, or did you hate the first day of school? And the reason we're talking about this obviously is because for my kids tomorrow's the first day of school. But
yeah, me too. I go back to work tomorrow.
Womp womp.
Well, first day of school is next week, but tomorrow is teacher week. I think as a little kid, I enjoyed first day of school.
Mm-hmm.
Middle school age, I kind of dreaded it. Most of high school till like my senior year, I didn't really like the first day of school. And then college, every year, I could not wait to get back to school.
Yeah. Just like Harry Potter couldn't wait to get out from underneath the stairs.
Pretty much. Why is your camera angled like that?
I don't know, because I'm on a laptop, remember?
So am I, but I'm sitting normally.
Well, I'm leaning forward, too.
Okay.
I'm hunched over like a weirdo.
Okay. So what about you?
I think... I was trying to remember. I think I was always kind of excited to go back to school. I was always excited to see my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think school in general, I was like, forget this. I always kind of dreaded it. I could never fall asleep the night before school, ever. Like, I never slept the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I was always anxious. But for the most part, I think I was okay with it.
See, elementary school, I went to 3 different schools in 4 years.
Yeah.
So, I was the new kid, like,
all the
time, till I went to Maple Hill in 3rd grade.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think for the most part I was pretty excited about school. Like we were talking about it too. It's like there is never a day during the year that kids don't like. The first day of school, kids have new shoes, like their clothes, their haircut. Like they look amazing. And from there, it literally is just downhill. Like, that is the best every kid will look. And it's just
wait, that and picture day. Usually picture day, you're pretty good.
And picture day is pretty good. But otherwise, it's just downhill, like to sweatpants and nasty whole socks and kids stinking and ugh. But, and it's funny now they do like the corny red carpet events.
What? So
at my son's school, they do a red carpet. When the kids arrive, they walk the red carpet, and all the parents are there to see them like walk the red carpet.
Does Joel go to the same school we went to?
Yeah, Maple Hill.
And they do a red carpet?
Yep, they do a red carpet. All the kids like, what do they do now? They floss and pop and lock and whatever down the red carpet. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
I remember we didn't even have a playground. We had a blacktop lot, and they get a red carpet welcome.
They get a red carpet welcome for the first day of school. So I'll be dropping Joel off in the Jeep before I head off to work.
Okay.
So, yeah, it is what it is. Red carpet. First day of school is now a red carpet event.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But it is what it is.
Okay.
We live in a time where every kid's got to feel special.
True.
But it is what it is. So yeah, so that was Sharon's suggestion.
Okay. So firsts. Okay. So what else you got?
That was really it. That was all I had.
So it was just first day of school we wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, it was really, just really the first day of school.
Well, I mean, we could expand upon firsts. Like, what was your first car?
What was what?
Your first car.
My first car?
Yeah.
So, sorry, the connection was a little poor. My first vehicle was a car my father gave to me. To this day, he still gets angry when I talk about it. He put about $2,500 into it. It was a Hyundai Sonata.
Okay.
And within a month, I totaled it. Like, totaled it.
How did you do that? Was that your first car accident, too?
Oh, yeah. I was driving way too fast, and I smashed it into a guardrail.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that was fun. I was driving with a friend of mine who you know, my friend Nicole.
Yep.
We were driving to go to Blockbuster, and I was just coming down Maple Hill. I was coming down, crossing over Maple Hill, going down Mulberry, and I went into that like S-turn and I remember my CD player that I had plugged into the tape deck went out the window. I found it like 25 yards down the street. And like I found my wallet 2 days later underneath the gas pedal.
Wow.
It was pretty nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. Pause there for a second because it says poor network connection.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
So keep recording, but we may want to maybe hang up. It doesn't say poor network connection.
Okay, then we should be good.
But it sounds bad.
It sounds bad?
Yeah. Hold on. What the hell happened? Hold on. Maybe. All right, try that.
Okay.
Should be fine. Okay, yeah, it sounds better.
All right, I'm recording, so we're good.
So yeah, that was my first car.
Okay. Mine was a 1985 baby blue Plymouth Reliant.
I don't even know what that is.
It's called the K car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, K car.
Yes, it was powder blue. My grandmother gave it to me. It had like barely any miles on it. It was the biggest piece of shit in the world. And I put a CD player in it, and I had like subwoofers in the trunk.
Oh my god.
And I loved it. And we called it Shaniqua the Pimpmobile.
Of course you did.
Yes. And it was, oh my God, it was, I drove it for about a year. And then I was like, okay, I'm done driving this. Can I please get something different?
That's funny.
Yeah. But it got me from point A to point B. And I was like the only one that had a car, so it went everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Too funny.
Yeah.
All right. What about your first day on the job? Any of all your jobs, is there any that stick out to you in particular?
When I was doing investigations, my first day of training, my trainer had me come to her house, and I was wearing Steve Madden slides, and I was going down her stairs. We were upstairs in her office, and we were leaving the house to go do an interview, and I tripped and fell down her stairs, entire flight of stairs.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Fucked up my knee.
That's awkward.
Oh yeah, I had to go to physical therapy because I really fucked up my knee.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that was a great first day of work.
That's crazy. I can't think of any most of my first days on the job were all pretty normal. I can't think of any that were crazy.
Okay.
I guess my first day working at Sikorsky, when I first started, I remember getting there. I think I worked a half a day because I didn't have computer accesses yet. So my boss was like, you can go home early.
That's not bad.
No. So it wasn't anything crazy. It was just weird.
What was your first... Oh, go on.
And I was like, this job's going to be great, Boss sent me home early the first day. That was the only time that ever happened. But
What was your first job?
My first job was, oh boy, that's a good question. My first job might have been Walmart. No, my first job was working at the YMCA after school program.
Okay.
That was my first job. I worked at Prospect Street, so I would go over to Prospect Street every day and just watch some kids.
Okay.
And I did the summer camp, and then eventually I went to Walmart, like everybody in our town.
I did not fall into the Walmart trap.
Oh, I fell into the Walmart trap for a little while. I got hired, and they asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, I wanted to work in electronics or sporting goods. And they said, okay, perfect. We'll train you as a cashier first, and then we'll move you. And they never fucking moved me, and I quit. I think I was there a year. I hated being a cashier. Oh my God. You know how much I hate people. I think that was the point in my life when I first started to hate people.
Okay.
I was just miserable to everybody. I hated people.
So my first job was at the Gap.
At the Gap?
In the Waterbury Mall.
Oh my gosh, okay.
But here's the thing though. So, because that was when the Waterbury Mall first opened. The Brass Mills Mall.
Okay.
Because that opened when we were probably freshmen in high. I was a freshman in high school.
Yep.
So my sophomore year, I worked at the Gap, and I hated it. So I was always turning down shifts.
Okay.
And then eventually they just took me off the schedule, thankfully. So technically it was my first job, but I barely count it because I barely worked there. And then I worked at Chuck E. Cheese for...
You worked at Chuck E. Cheese?
For about a year.
That is fucking fantastic.
My junior year of high school.
That is the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. What did you do at Chuck E. Cheese? Please tell me.
I was a party hostess.
Oh my God.
And...
A party hostess at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, let me tell you, the tips were so good.
Were they really?
Oh my God.
The tips were good.
I would come home some weekends with, working, probably 6 hours Friday, or 6 hours Saturday, 6 hours Sunday. So on top of the minimum wage, we got to pocket whatever tips we got, and on a good weekend, I'd get $300-400.
Wow.
On a bad weekend, maybe $100. Like,
oh my gosh.
That was gas. It was mostly gas money for the week. The tips.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was actually a really fun job. Like, I really liked working there. I ended up working with a real creep, and that's why I ended up quitting. Yeah. But like, I got Lee, the Potak kids, right?
My wife worked, one of her first jobs was working at KB in Naugatuck.
Okay.
And she has some funny stories about working at KB.
So I got Lee a job there. So Lee and I went to work together every weekend.
Nice.
In the powder blue Plymouth Reliant.
And the powder blue Plymouth Reliant.
And then one other friend of ours. So like the three of us worked together every weekend, which was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a fun job. It was I loved. And when I didn't have, like, if I was scheduled for like a longer day and I didn't have a party like in between like a shift, I would I'd wear the costume.
Oh boy.
So I would be Chucky. Okay.
I didn't write that. But I keep going. You were Chucky.
Yeah, so I would wear the giant mouse costume and dance around like an idiot.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. These are things I never knew that I love that I know now.
I can't believe you never knew I worked at Chuck E. Cheese.
I never knew you were Chucky the mouse.
I'm shocked because that's something EJ likes to tell everybody when he found out, he was like, every time we pass a Chuck E. Cheese, he's like, you want to go in?
I had no idea you were Charles Queso.
I was every once in a while, but that was like somebody's actual job was to be Chuck E. Cheese.
Charles S. Queso, Esquire.
So like and the person who was usually Chucky like worked the game room. So like if she got busy, I'd be like, I'll jump in the suit because it was fun. Like it was just something silly. Yeah. I was Chuck E. Cheese.
Charles E. Cheese.
Yep.
What does the E stand for?
Entertainment.
Charles Entertainment Cheese. That's what the E stands for. Entertainment. My middle name is Entertainment. Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Which, by the way, that is the name of this episode, is Charles Entertainment Cheese.
I cannot believe you never knew that. I also couldn't eat pizza for like an entire year.
Well, it's crappy pizza, too.
Not just the smell would like...
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine. And last question. First date with your spouse. What was your first date?
First... that's tough. Because I don't know what we counted as a date.
So my wife and I had a first date and a second first date.
Yeah.
Our first date, I was working second shift at Sikorsky, and she met me. We went bowling. I picked her up from her house, and we went bowling. And we bowled, and it was fun, and it was whatever. There wasn't anything I remember about it being like overly anything more than just bowling. And then to this day, I still harass her because when we got back to her house, there was nothing. Like, in cartoons, when a cartoon character disappears and there's a smoke cloud where they used to stand,
mm-hmm.
That was her. Like, good night. No hug, no kiss, no nothing. She doesn't kiss on the first date, apparently.
Okay.
Like, I still bust her balls to this day. Like, she was like, okay, see you, bye, thanks for the bowling. And then our second first date was so we went hiking at White Memorial, which is one of our favorite places to this day. And we went out to lunch afterwards, and we went to this little pizza place in Fairfield. And when there's times in your life when you do weird things, whatever, and most of the time you just kind of play it off and move on with your life, and the other person maybe notices it and they don't say anything because they're just like, whatever, shit happens. So we were having our lunch, our pizza, and for some reason my wife drooled all over her hand mid, and I kind of saw it happen, but I didn't, because shit happens. And then there was a pause in the conversation, and she looked at me and she goes, did you just see me drool? And I was like, yeah, I sure did. And she kind of like wiped her hand, wiped her mouth, and we moved on. And I wasn't as appalled as I guess I should have been, but whatever. So I guess that's when you know you might have met the right one, when she drools on herself on your second first date and you don't really give a shit.
Okay.
Like full on drooled all over her hand. Like there was just saliva on her hand. It was gross, but that's what it is.
So I kind of have a similar, but kind of. So I met my husband in college.
Okay.
And so our unofficial first date.
Yep.
Would have been, there was one night after we had first kind of started talking a little bit, that I had gone out partying with some friends, and I got super fucked up.
Color me shocked.
I mean, color you shocked.
I'm not shocked.
What, that I got fucked up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was color me shocked. You went out drinking and got fucked up.
Oh no, I was also super high as well. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great.
Yeah, no, that was the last time I smoked weed, because I got I was super messed up.
Never have.
Oh,
well,
it was. I'm pretty sure that it was laced with something. It was a really bad high. But anyways.
Funny story. That was the one time I did it too. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So I get back to my dorm, and I know that he was in our building hanging out with some friends. So I sent a message to one of our friends and said, "Hey, tell him to come upstairs." So he did. And we ended up staying up all night just talking. And
sure you did.
No, really. I don't even think we kissed. I think we literally just stayed up all night talking, and I had to get up the ass crack the next morning to go to New York City with my honors program. So I was on no sleep all day in the city. And then we hung out a couple more times, and our actual real first date. And again, I was a sophomore in college. He was a junior. We were both broke college students. So we went to Blockbuster.
Living off those residual Charles Entertainment cheese checks.
No. This would have been living off of... What did I do that somewhere? Maybe
after the CEC checks.
Well after. I think I still worked for the lawyer in town that I worked for. And so we went to Blockbuster.
That's when your night was about to fucking blast off. When it starts at Blockbuster.
And we rented Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc. All right.
Yep. And we went back to my dorm room and we watched Monsters, Inc. and had snacks and hung out.
Okay.
And then he left the next morning.
Okay. Well, that's...
Again, it was very PG. It really, really was.
Sure.
It was. I was a fairly good girl in college.
All right, that's fine. Judging by where this conversation is going next, I'm not... fine.
Well, I like Sharon's question, so why don't you get that one out there?
What's that?
The one that you held up on the paper.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No. All right, so what do you got?
Okay, so this is gonna kind of... It's bizarre.
I've put the warning at the top of the episode, so nobody has an excuse here.
Okay, so, I don't know, probably about a mile or two from where we live, there's an adult store.
Okay. What's the name of it?
It's called Adult World.
That's not even a good name.
And it's like, it looks seedy from the outside. And it's like...
It's not even like VIP or
no.
One near us called Video Temptations. Yours is called Adult World.
Yeah. Remember when Video Temptations went in and like the town went crazy?
Oh yeah, it's still there.
I know, I passed by it when I was in town a couple weeks ago.
With video booths at the back, which actually remind me, I have a story kind of related to that.
Okay, so actually that's where this is kind of going.
Okay.
So, Adult World. And so it's on the main road, and so last night we were going out, actually with Tim and Robin. We were meeting them at a bar, and we're driving by, and EJ looks to the side and said something about Adult World. I don't remember what it was. And I said, that place is it's gross. Like, it's gross. And he just looks at me. And I said, when we first moved to town, of course I went in. Because why not? And it's set up kind of like VIP. Have you ever been in VIP?
Yes.
Okay, so it's set up kind of like VIP, except it's just on one side. It's got like, all of the stuff. On the opposite side, there is a row of rooms.
Oh yeah, the booths.
Yeah.
The preview booths, if you will.
I don't know if anyone's previewing anything.
Well, you're not watching the full film in there, let's be honest.
I think they might be. Well, I don't know if you could last. I don't know if they last whole film.
Yeah, no, it's.
But anyways, so I'm in there looking around, and I see that there are these rooms, and I'm like, come on, really? Like, out in the open, not even like behind a curtain. Like, if you look across the store, you see the hallway with doors. Like, they're not even trying to hide them. And just as I'm, like, turning to leave, I see a man walk out of said booth with video in hand. To which begs the question, A, why is anybody buying DVDs?
Oh, nowadays?
Yes. This was within the last 3 years.
Okay.
Buying DVDs. B, why can't they wait to get home to watch said DVD? And C, why are people jerking off in public?
Maybe it's like test driving a car. They pick up the DVD and they got to make sure it gets good traction in the rain or something. I don't know.
But then also, who has to clean those rooms up?
So here's what I'll say about that, because I kind of know the answer to that. I had a friend from high school who moved to Providence, and in Providence he worked for one of those creepy ass porn stores.
Okay.
That had, so it was, you walk in, it was in a questionable part of the neighborhood in Providence, Rhode Island. You walk in, and the first floor there is all stuff everywhere, and then there's a staircase that goes down into the basement, and in the basement, that's where all the booths are.
Okay.
So here's some of the things that used to happen down there. There was known prostitutes who would come in to the store, wander down there, and try to solicit people that were in the booths. To which they had to kind of like chase them out of there and go, hey, you can't be in here. Get out of here. Stop trying to solicit sex. There was people previewing DVDs and whacking it.
Okay.
I never really asked outright, but from the conversations I had had with my friend, it seemed like they were allowed to go out down there and whack it. I don't know if there was a bucket or a receptacle of some sort, but somebody had to go down there and clean at the end of the shift.
The jizz mopper.
Mop the floor. Yeah, yes, there was a jizz mopper. So yeah, it's pretty vile shit. But some people will just come in before or after their shift at work. Construction guys, carpenters, whatever. They just head through the store. I think he knew some of them by name. They'd head downstairs, do their business, and head back out on with their life.
I just don't understand the appeal of going somewhere to do that.
So I will say that I completely agree with you, and I'll even give you a little anecdote to go with it.
Okay.
I'm going to get pretty personal right now.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm almost embarrassed about it. So, as you may know, this year we recently had a second child, and then decided that was enough. So obviously I went and got a vasectomy. Part of that procedure is you need to go and get tested afterwards.
Right.
To which I had to do a couple weeks ago. And it was the most awful experience of my life. Because I literally had to go to a medical building, and then they were like, okay, yeah, here, take this cup and go down to room 247 and come back when you're done. And I literally had to go into like a sterile medical room that had like, how excited you were in school when they rolled in that cart with the TV and everything on it? I'll never look at that again, because I walked in and they had that cart and it had a TV and a DVD player and then a short stack of DVDs to choose from, to which I refused to touch any of. And had to do my thing there, and like that was a sterile environment, and it was the most awful experience of my life.
And okay, now I get that.
So I couldn't go into a dirty, dank basement.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I get that. I mean, needs necessitate that kind of thing. Like fertility issues, things like that. Yeah, you men have to go in and
do their thing.
Because, and it makes sense also, because it's not like you can do it at home, because you have such a short window of time.
Supposedly you can. I was told by the doctor. Originally, I had an hour to get there. But I guess it was easier just to go there. And
right. So I get that.
Terrible. It was the worst experience.
What I don't get is the going to a dank, dirty place.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's gross. That other people have been in maybe moments before you.
Yeah. I don't understand it. And also, again, I'm going to just go back to the whole, why are people, and this is the thing. So
paying
today,
for this stuff when it's free on the internet?
Yes. So today I'm watching Drag Race on demand. And I can't fast forward through the commercials because it's on demand. And every set of commercials is for adamandeve.com.
I noticed that on Hulu. What's up with that?
This isn't Hulu. This was on Spectrum on demand.
Oh, well, I noticed on Hulu all the commercials were for Adam and Eve.
Okay, so Adam and Eve, and I texted my husband because I wanted to remember this too.
And it's such a creepy ass commercial too. Is it the one with the trench coat?
Yes, it is the woman with the trench coat.
Yeah. Hey you, did you know you can shop in private now? And she rips off the trench coat and she's wearing this like tight dress. We can shop for anything online at adamandeve.com.
Okay, so she says you can order toys discreetly. And their promo right now is they'll send you 3 DVDs for free.
Yeah, because no one's buying freaking DVDs anymore.
Yeah, who is buying porno DVDs?
I'm sure there's still people out there buying porno VHSs.
I'm sure there's people out there still buying hard copies of magazines.
With a Post-it note on the front of the cover that says 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 minute and 37 seconds. 1 minute, 1 hour,
Is that something people do?
I'm just guessing. You figure you got your favorite shot of some sort. No pun intended.
But that's the thing. I mean, the internet is like chock full of porn. There are entire sites dedicated to pornography.
And I mean, I've had a similar conversation. It always reminds me of. Did you ever see the episode of Family Guy where Quagmire realized that there was free porn on the internet?
Yes.
Where he comes out of the house, he hasn't been out in 5 days, and they're like, "Hey, where have you been?" He's like, "What? I'm gonna go back inside. And his one arm is like jacked. He hasn't shaved or showered in days. He's like, I've been on the internet, looking at internet porn. Oh God, because you've been gone for a week and a half. Yeah, it's a lot of porn on there.
But it blows my mind that people are paying for it.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't either. The whole thing and the Adam and Eve commercial, that also like cracks me up because they're like, oh, free shipping and oh this, and it's like, okay, Amazon Prime, you got free shipping as well. And pretty sure that Adam and Eve packaging is probably a little more conspicuous than Amazon's packaging.
You never know.
It's not like there's going to be a thing on your package that says, here's your dildo.
It's like the Amazon smiley face, but instead of the smirk, it's just a dildo. Damn it, you got me again, Adam and Eve. Sons of bitches.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I really don't. And, there's always at least one or two cars in the Adult World parking lot.
So over the years, obviously, I've gone to Video Temptations a couple times.
Have you really?
Yeah. Me and my wife have gone there together.
Oh no, I've gone to VIP. I've never been.
We've gone to VIP.
Video Temptations was a little too seedy for me.
So a couple anecdotes about that as well. One time we went in there together, and a friend of ours was working at the counter, and we had no idea.
Oh shit!
So we had kind of a little laugh about that. I don't remember if we bought anything. I think we never ended up buying something. Or maybe we did. Maybe I think she even recommended something. We were like, it was really awkward and weird. That was one time. But like the couple times that I had gone there, like I went there when I was single to buy things, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I was, first of all, it's in my town. Like I was always creeped out. Like my parents were going to drive by and see my car and be like, oh, freaking weirdo. Or like, God forbid, I'm stepping out of the car as I see somebody that knows me. I don't know. It's so weird. And then VIP, you go into VIP and they like check your ID.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break.
So I had a friend in college who worked at VIP in Hartford.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Not for her. 'Cause she was something. Like she used to live next door to me and I would hear her having sex all the time.
In college?
Yeah, like her bed was on the wall that was like next to my desk.
Shared wall.
Yeah, so like
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I actually like walked in on her one time having sex, which was also awkward. Because we all had like an open door policy, like nobody locked their doors, and I needed Advil, and so I like walked to her room.
How did you not hear it going on?
Because that time I didn't hear it. I had a pounding headache. I didn't have any Advil. I knew she did. And because I had run out, and I go and I like just like rapped on the door real fast and started to open it. And all of a sudden she's out of and like slamming the door, and I was like, oh shit. And then she like was like, a minute please. And then she was Russian. She came out and she's like, what do you need? I'm like, I need some Advil, but I'll go down to the RAs. you just continue doing what you're doing.
I thought you like straight up walked in.
No, but she wasn't wearing anything really. Like she was very body positive and would walk around naked, no problem.
Okay.
But anyways, so she used to work at the one in Hartford. So like I would go up there every once in a while, and it was always weird. And like she was, like I said, very like, she was a very, very sexual person, would always talk about sex and whatnot.
Okay.
So she would always have recommendations, which was weird. Okay. But when they opened it in Southington, I felt the same way as you, even though, we lived, several towns over. Like I always, anytime I'd go into like one of those places, even though they weren't seedy and they were actually kind of nice, I always felt like that creep in a trench coat. Like no one could see me coming in here. Like, I don't know. I just, and did you get the picture I sent you of the setup?
I did not.
So
I did, but I didn't.
I
didn't
sent you
look at it,
the
but...
Google Earth of what Adult World looks like. It's got like a fence.
Oh my god! It looks like a barn.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's super seedy.
It's got no windows. Why do all these places have no windows?
Because you really want people looking in, seeing like who's in there.
You could do one-way glass. I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, I
love that there's a guy driving by. If you swing the camera around.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking straight ahead, and he looks like he's trying really hard to look straight ahead because he doesn't want to get caught on Google Earth checking out Adult World.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, in this day and age,
I mean, not for nothing, it doesn't look like the best neighborhood.
It's a main road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very busy street. So like next to it's like an Ace Auto Parts, or not Ace, Advanced. Across the streets like a hair salon and a liquor store, and yeah,
next door is Mayda Lighting Showroom.
Oh, it's Tiffany lamps.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes.
And Barney's Auto Shop.
I don't think Barney's is there anymore.
It's on this map.
Well, I don't think it's there anymore. Yeah, but I don't understand. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand this day and age, like why those stores even exist anymore. Because everything, you can buy all of that stuff online.
Yeah, but there's still weirdos that don't trust the internet.
I suppose.
I think that's what it is. I think it's just they're into weird shit and they don't trust the internet.
Okay.
So, having had that conversation, I have some more hilariously weird things you can buy on Amazon.
Nice.
You want to do your fanfic pick first? Do you have a fanfic pick?
I have a fanfic pick. Let me just go to my site because I wasn't prepared to give it just yet. Mike had asked a question that was actually a pretty good one, though. Is there anything that you and I like fundamentally disagree on?
Yeah, Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey.
But I don't think that either of those things are quality.
I don't know if there's anything we fundamentally disagree on. Reality television.
You watch some of it too.
I fucking hate most of it, though.
You like 90 Day Fiancé?
I do not. No, I don't. I do not like 90 Day Fiancé. I fucking hate it with a seething passion. I think those people are fucking idiots. Fucking hate them. So you are incorrect, ma'am.
Okay. All right, fanfic pick. It's by Eliza Jane, and it's called "Hold It and Share It." And
right.
No, it's not gross like that. And that's the series. And it is a check, please.
Okay.
All right, so Amazon stuff.
So these don't really have many. They don't have descriptions. It's just basically the picture of what it is. So we can discuss as we see fit.
Okay.
This first one is waxed bacon floss.
Like dental floss?
It comes in 27.3 yards of it.
Okay.
And it is bacon flavored. Leaves mouth bacon fresh.
That just...
It also effectively removes plaque.
I don't know if I could floss with bacon flavored floss.
I wouldn't want to floss with bacon. Absolutely.
Like, usually I'm flossing because I feel like I have meat stuck in my teeth.
Yeah. That's weird. The next one is it's a fridge magnet. It's called the Body Fat Fridge Magnet. It just looks like a big hunk of body fat, like that yellowy mass, like, you know, when they show you what body fat looks like in your body.
Yes.
And for some reason it looks like it has a tuft of red hair attached to it in this picture. So that's something. says to help you rethink those midnight snack temptations.
I was going to say, is it something to keep you from going to the refrigerator?
I think that would probably be pretty effective for me.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. We have, I think this one we've talked about. It's the soap dispenser that looks like a giant nose. So when you push it, it looks like there's snot coming out of the nose onto your washcloth.
I don't think we've talked about that because that sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, so it says a soap dispenser that's snot what it looks like.
Oh. That's a terrible
dad
pun.
Joke at its finest. Let's see what else we got here. We've talked about the boyfriend pillow for when you're feeling really lonely.
Yes.
The half a torso and an arm.
Yes. Which I still kind of want.
In hand.
Because let me tell you, my shoulder has been messed up the last 2 days because I slept on it wrong. So, like, I kind of want something that I can, like, prop, like, have my half of my body on like that.
This next item I may purchase when we finish here. It's called the pizza scissors. So it is a giant pair of scissors that one end has a triangular shaped spatula attached to it. So you actually snip the pizza as if you were snipping paper, and then you pull the slice right out, still attached to the scissors.
That sounds pretty awesome.
This says tastes like fail. I say tastes like awesome.
Okay.
Pizza scissors. God, that's fucking amazing. Genius. Just loading the next one here. The next one is I've seen this before. The cat tongue brush.
Yes.
Where you put it in your mouth and then it's want to return your kitty's affection? The Lick'em's cat scratcher is here to help.
Ugh.
This cat looks like it's ready to slice this dude's throat open.
Ugh.
It's real bad.
So much wrong.
There's the obvious hold on. Poop-shaped gag gift. So it looks just like a turd. Not really anything special about that. This we've talked about, the 55-gallon drum of lube.
Yes.
Still selling that on Amazon.
I think I actually found another review for it and I was dying.
Here's a good one. This is a cat toy. It says Cat Scratch Toy Fever. It looks like a turntable.
Okay.
Like a record turntable, except the record is like cardboard for the cat to scratch.
Okay.
While he scratches. If you know what I'm saying. Scratch like a record.
Yes. No, I got that.
Make that perfectly clear. Next one is called the Shambong.
Okay.
Don't sip your champ, shoot it.
Oh, okay.
So it is a glass, wine glass that is shaped like it's like a funnel at the bottom, so you can basically funnel your champagne or wine.
Okay.
So there's that. Let's see what else we got. It's the alcohol infinity scarf. It's one of those infinity scarves that you wear around your neck that has a pouch in it to store alcohol.
Yep.
And the tag for this one is a scarf that will almost hide your alcoholism.
Okay. I've also considered getting one of those for days that we have painful meetings at work.
Mm-hmm. This one is called chicken-shaped soap. Looks like various pieces of chicken wings.
Okay.
So it says chicken-shaped soap, good for washing off the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Kind of gross looking.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting.
Yeah. This one is a goat horn-shaped mug, perfect for the hipster in your life. It's basically, it looks like a goat horn. It's got like a leather thing around it, but it's appears to be plastic.
Okay.
It's got an actual like Starbucks coffee style lid on top of it.
Okay.
But shaped like a goat's horn.
Speaking of that, just as a side note, Game of Thrones probably won't be coming out till late next year now.
I heard that. Winter is here.
No, winter will not be here for a little bit longer.
Well, they're saying whatever. That's their tagline for this year. This we've talked about, the book Crafting with Cat Hair.
Yes.
Make little puppets and stuff with your cat's hair.
So I found an amazing book on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately it's going to just take too long to get here. And I showed it to my sister and future sister-in-law. But you remember those like sewing pattern pictures?
Yes.
Okay. So Family Circle had magazines. And there is a magazine that somebody is selling on Etsy right now. And it's called nice things or fun things or good things to make for brides. And it's got two women on the cover that look like their dress patterns were made in like 1990.
Okay.
And it's a full magazine with like different crafting ideas for brides.
Okay.
But it's legit from like 1985 to 1990, and somebody is still trying to sell it on Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah. Go on. I'm sorry. I needed to get that out because it was so bizarre.
So the next one, boy, how do I describe this? It's a cookie cutter of a pot of gold and a rainbow.
That looks like a dick and balls.
It looks like a giant flaccid penis.
Yep.
And the tagline for this was, "Don't use this rainbow and pot of gold cookie cutter for the kids' bake sale. Just don't."
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I actually have that review somewhere. Yeah, the review says, "I was so excited to make cookies for the annual school St. Patrick's Day party at my son's school. The night before, I stayed up all night making over 100 pot of gold cookies. They were really great. The cookie cutter is of exceptional quality, and it is awesome that it is such a fun shape. No more boring heart-shaped cookies for me, sir. The trouble began when I ran out of food coloring. I had to use dark pink icing for the entire cookie. I may update this review later and let you know how the disciplinary hearing with the school board goes."
Very nice. Let's see what else we got. We've seen this book, Cooking with Coolio.
Yes.
The cow mask, we've talked about that. Creepy cow mask. Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, while you're looking, the lube, the 55-gallon.
Yes.
Somebody else posted a review. It's very short. As UPS discreetly unloaded my 55-gallon drum, the driver accidentally spilt it into my driveway. Any amount of cars now fit into the garage.
That's good. That's pure genius. I love that. Any amount of cars. Oh. I can't. I just can't. The thought of it. Oh my god.
I made a fantastic Uranus joke a couple weeks ago, and nobody was around to like.
Oh. Let's see. Most of these we've talked about. Oh, this is the exercise device. This exercise device is supposed to slim your face. It looks like the mouth ripped off of a blow-up doll. Like that open, like...
Can you send me that picture so I know what we're talking about?
So basically, it looks like somebody ripped the mouth off of a blow-up doll, and I'm guessing you put it in your mouth and, like, maybe bite down or whatever, like flex yourself here. I don't... Hold on, let me send you the picture. It looks interesting. But yeah, apparently it's supposed to slim out your face.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's not what people are using it for.
No.
Yeah. So that's a thing.
Penny, come here.
Let's see what else we got. We've seen this one. The Gummy Bear Skeleton Puzzle. The little hands that fit on your fingers, so you have a handful of hands.
Yep.
The underpants gloves for your hands.
Oh my god. Yeah, people are definitely not using that for any kind of exercise.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Here's a good one. This is a shower curtain with Jeff Goldblum and I think that's Coco the gorilla on it.
Okay.
So that's on there. You can buy 2 pounds of yellow starbursts for $15.
Okay.
This claims because $15 for 2 pounds of the worst flavor of Starburst is a bargain. I don't think yellow is the worst flavor, but
I think yellow tastes like Lemon Pledge smells.
I think you're whatever. It's pretty much it. I think we've talked about most of this other stuff. Hissing cockroaches, the Ben & Jerry's pint lock.
Ben & Jerry's pint lock. Yeah, I had a good review for that one, and I can't find it now. Oh well.
And last but not least, 100 capsules dietary supplement sheep placenta.
Listen, I have an issue with anybody eating anybody's placenta. Let's just.
Apparently, this is great for your skin.
Okay, well, I've got great skin anyways. I don't need sheep placenta.
No, sheep's not eating it.
Huh?
I said, well, the sheep's not eating it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Are you okay? Did you fall over?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
My puppy is just she's getting restless.
So, well, that's all I got.
Okay.
So.
Is it time for a little housekeeping?
Fine. It's time for a little housekeeping.
Come back in an hour.
Housekeeping, you want towel?
Okay.
As always, you can find us, A&J Have No Ideas, on Twitter, April and J Have No Ideas, and Facebook, April and J Have No Ideas at gmail.com for emails. Our phone number is 475-212-5457 if you'd like to leave us a voicemail. You can always find us on randomchatter.com or anywhere else you find your podcasts, such as Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, so on, so forth, and iTunes.
Are we on Spotify?
Maybe.
Okay.
No idea.
All right.
I'll check into that.
Oh, hey, we didn't talk about Big Bang Theory ending. Not that it's...
Yeah, well, it's about time.
I kind of agree.
I'm kind of over it.
Okay. Well...
That's really all I got.
Yeah.
I drove around in the Jeep without the top on and without the doors today. So that was nice.
I saw your pictures. And I loved your I loved your post, and I was gonna comment, but I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be a salty bitch about it.
Yeah, well, I could feel it.
You could feel it. I didn't even comment on it.
I could feel it. With my last picture, I think the last comment on my picture was, okay, enough with the Jeep pictures. Or I think I said, is anybody sick of these yet?
Yeah. And I refrained, because I'm like, you know what, I'm a good friend. I'm happy that he got his dream car. I'm not going to be a bitch. And I was like, I really wanted to be like, yes, Jason, okay, enough. But I didn't, because I'm like, you know what, I'm happy for you.
Well, don't worry, because now I'm going to start sending them to you directly.
And if you do, I'm going to just start randomly finding penises to send you.
Please don't do that. I don't want you to do that. One is sufficient in my life.
By the way, did you see? Oh, well, I'll ask you off the air, because it was. I don't want to blow anybody up.
Yeah, don't blow anybody up.
Okay. So as always, I've been April.
And I've been Jay.
And I think we're getting along without having ideas.
Yeah, it's fine. maybe our numbers will start to increase.